Okay, I have a question for you. Would you consider my children to be spoiled?
Hey, would you put on some pants? Mother the world.
Today is the last day of school. You know what that means? It means...
It's the worst time of the year.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Where are you going today?
Georgia,
And then tomorrow, where are you going?
Europe.
Here's the thing. Jared is on his way as we speak. Actually, by now, he's in Copenhagen. He flew there because a friend of ours gave him this trip that we didn't even have to pay for to go on this Disney cruise. And so he's going to Paris and, you know, places like that.
Like where in Europe are you going to go?
France, Norway, and Denmark.
Okay, come over here for a second. Okay, we've noticed that you have a problem this morning, right?
I don't have a wallet.
So I have a solution, and I think it's a perfect solution.
I agree.
But you're kind of a fashionable guy. And what did you say about this?
I said I would look like a tourist only if I had socks with flip-flops, like a Hawaiian shirt and weird shorts. I would look like a tourist just walking around the museum.
With the fanny pack, everything's protected. Look, you got a fanny pack.
Congratulations.
You can. I would wear it because it would protect my butt, and then I put my coat on the outside, and I would just look like I was pregnant.
Well, I don't want to look like I'm pregnant.
You also
Oh!
Oh, thank God I'm
How'd you
safe.
find that?
think it's not a wallet, it's an Asgenics.
Matea
Can we
is
tell
a
you
safety
something?
guard, and you're taking care of your brother so well. You saved him from like a fashion faux pas.
I'm wearing this.
I think a fanny pack is... Do you want to bring the fanny pack just in case?
Okay, maybe.
Like maybe you want to carry around stuff in your fanny pack.
This will work. This will work.
Don't you think you should have a fanny pack? Because where's he going to put that? He's going to put that in a pocket? You don't think there's anything wrong with a fanny pack, do you?
Not in his situation, no.
What about in your situation?
Well, I used to have my own built-in fanny pack.
It was in a Merce.
I looked 9 months fanny pack.
He would
Because of
store
your
food
belly.
in it. He would store food in
He's
it.
talking about his belly.
I know. He would store food
Jared, I
in
need
it.
you. Wait, Jared.
Okay, all right. Can you send me some video clips, or well, I'll talk to the person you're going with. Be great, okay? Be safe.
Okay.
We love you.
Love you too.
Okay, don't become all European when you come back, okay?
Isn't that what you guys almost did when you guys came?
Yeah, are you going to be like speaking French and like Dutch
I don't
and
know.
stuff?
I'm only gonna stay there for like a week.
2 weeks. You're there for 16
I
days.
thought I was gonna be there for 3 weeks.
16.
Oh.
Okay, all right,
16
bye.
weeks.
No. You're so cute.
So it would be easy to think that Jared's spoiled.
It's just so weird. Like when we get out of school, you're like, yay. But then when we go back, you're like, yay.
Then there's Matea.
Because I love every moment with my children and without them. So how do you feel? What's the plan? What's the plan for the
We're
summer?
gonna go to camp every day almost, or every week.
And what are we going to do?
I'll go to Disney
And what's Jared doing?
on a cruise to Paris.
Wait, Mom, why
Yes.
are you taking Matea to Epcot?
Matea, this week, and I had a great time. We went to the Grand Floridian for a mother-daughter tea.
We're going to go on a Mother's Day tea party. What are you going to do in the summer?
You could think of all of my kids as being a little bit spoiled. Grace and Ella have been accused of being spoiled. Alec, for sure, he's always asking me for something. Samantha is having a wedding, and almost every other day we're talking to each other about wedding plans. And by the way, Samantha is meeting Taylor Swift face to face backstage, hanging out with her, because she won a contest via social media.
And Ella, what about you? What's your plan for the summer?
I don't know, but I'm actually very sad that school is over.
Oh, so you made some good new friends, right? Awesome.
During 6th period, we're going to kill what is in Starbucks.
That's what happens where we live.
Sugar high.
So the question is, are my children spoiled? So one day this week, I had a total mental breakdown when Alex said, I don't want that chicken. And I got really upset because in my mind, I'm thinking my kids are entitled, they're this, they're that, and I just cried. I didn't take any video because I figured it would not be pretty. It was not pretty. Trust me, it was not pretty.
What we're doing today?
Having tea.
We are having a mother-daughter tea in the Grand Floridian because on Mother's Day on Mother's Day I was here, but on the Mother's Day tea time for her I wasn't, so I promised her this is actually better because we're at the Grand Floridian for our tea. So I went into my room and I cried and because I was just thinking my kids are entitled, my kids are spoiled, they don't appreciate anything. And then my girlfriend called me and she explained something to me that gave me a new perspective. She said, you know what, I don't think they're entitled. I think that there's an expectation. They have forgotten about their poverty. They have forgotten about living life so rough because they've been entered into and ushered into like a better life. And it made me think, because then she said, and shouldn't all of us have the expectation of being lavished with the awesomeness of the world rather than living a life of fear and dread that everything will be taken away from us at any moment. And I have to admit that I've spent my life living like that, like just terrified that something would be taken away, and so I don't want to appreciate it. I don't want to, lavish my kids with stuff. I don't want to, just really live large. Okay, so we're at tea, and you got your tea, Matea, and then what is that?
It's worms in a cup. It's dirt and worms.
And the thing is that if you start to think about it, so many of us start to think in a place of lack, like, oh my gosh, we can't take our kids to Disney. Oh my goodness, we can't do this or we can't do that. And yes, it's true that it's an investment.
How do you like your tea party so far?
Yes, Oreo crumbs.
And where this place for tea was the place that who had tea?
For sure, but it's those moments when we lavish our kids that teaches them that they are worth it.
Full house tea. Look at those worms. Wow.
That there's hope for something better. My children have lived and seen the worst. And so the fact that they are now in a place where there's 37 different flavors of ice cream. Right behind me is a barbershop quartet that hasn't sung yet, but love hearing the live entertainment. It's amazing. And that they can pick which Disney park that they want to go into could be misconstrued as being that they're spoiled and that they're privileged. They are privileged, but my attitude is I think all children deserve that. So when you have the opportunity to give of your children, as long as you don't spoil them, because I don't think my kids are really spoiled, because we live very wisely and actually quite frugally in general, but that sometimes it's okay and to have the attitude that our children are worth investing in. If Matea and I go to the Grand Floridian for a tea, and I really didn't even spend a fortune, and it creates a lasting positive memory in her mind, and it gives her a vision of how she can live when she's adored and loved on. And if Jared can have friends that pour into him and take him to Europe, and Samantha can earn a one-on-one with her favorite pop star, then maybe it's not that they're spoiled, but maybe that they're learning a lesson that they can achieve whatever they want. And this is what I used to do
out there
for a
believe in
living
dreams.
when I was
Don't
18.
ya? What do you say?
my kids to feel that way. I don't want my kids to feel downtrodden and stuck. So as a parent, especially a parent of children from, you know, let's say vulnerable and difficult situations early on, oftentimes we want to teach them that, you know, don't forget where you've come from. I mean, that's a lesson that we all want to remember, but there's a balance. We want them to remember where they came from and always have a heart of gratitude, but we also want them to be aware of how far they've come and what is available to them if they just dream hard enough.
Hi, okay, this is for lesson 01, Better Life. Okay, and I'm gonna read it out of my script because, yeah. Okay, I said, before I moved here to America from Ethiopia, I've learned a lot of things. I've learned that, back in Ethiopia, we wouldn't really have enough things. Like, we were poor. Like, basically, we didn't have enough food. Like, it was like hot every day and not enough clothing. We had to like share some of the clothing because they didn't have enough clothing. And so, ever since I got here, ever since I moved here from like in 2008, like, because I had a lot of things I didn't have back then. Like, I didn't have clothing, enough food. So ever since that, I've been in love with fashion. So I love clothing, and so one of the things that's the only reason I wanted to become a fashion designer, because I wanted to go like a good school, a good college for fashion, and then after graduation be able to have my own store and go back to Africa, my village, and like help other parts of Africa to design them some clothing so they can actually have something, and they can have something they actually, like, you know, say it's mine instead of like sharing. They don't have to share with anybody, but they can just have it for themselves.
So my message to you guys in seeing these little video clips is, don't give up on your dreams. Don't sell yourself short. Don't be afraid to live large sometimes. Be practical. Don't just spend your money for no reason. You know, be practical. But at the same time, sometimes it's okay to spoil yourself, and maybe the world will perceive it this way. Spoil your children just because they deserve to be loved deeply.
And like, I think that's the only reason I wanted to become a fashion designer, and the only way I like fashion. I don't know why, but it's really important to me to help, because even though it's a blessing that I'm here, I think it's unfair for those who are still suffering back at home.
Video. Oh yeah, you can see it. Can't see it great with my camera, but look, there's a rainbow over our house.
Perfect.
I love living here.
And I wanted to do something for them too. Thank you.
Oh, here's a little story of a mom and dad.
She's no Angelina.
Yeah, and he's not Brad. Raising lots of kids from all over the world. 3 bad boys. Fashionista girls. Sam and Andrew, it's important to mention, were born in New York City via 2 C-sections. Matea was adopted in 2005. She came from Guatemala.
She's a chica alive.
Ethiopia called in 2008. Adopted 3 siblings, Jared, Ella, and Grace. Adopted again in 2011. Ella came from Ukraine. Now we have 7.